Hey YouTube, this is the Build Brothers back again. This will be episode 7 of the 2JZ 240Z build. Today we're working on the diffuser. I know we said we'd be primering and painting, but the diffuser has to be done before we can primer or begin bodywork or paint. So we're going to be working on the diffuser. I got a little bit done off camera, and I knew it was going to be an issue because I couldn't think of the best way to do it. So I'll show you guys my first idea, and then I'll show you guys what I came up with that I'm going to do. So my first idea was sheet metal diffuser. I have a bead roller, and I was just gonna cut out sheet metal and then roll beads into it for strength, and then either use rivets or riv nuts to fasten it to the shell. That didn't work, and it's mainly because I'm not good at, I haven't perfected the art of bead rolling without significantly warping the panel. So this is just a piece of poster board I cut out. The original plan was something like that, and then mirrored on the other side. And it looked, in theory, it looked like it would be great. And then I actually did it, and the panel came out okay, but it is fairly warped. That's not really what I want in my car. So, yes, those were just magnets holding those in place, but so that would be the general idea, and I didn't really like it. I feel like I could do better and not add as much weight, or add roughly the same weight but have it look nicer. So my other idea was something I've seen a lot before on speaker boxes and stuff, but I've never actually seen somebody use it for aero parts like a spoiler or diffuser. And that is using fleece that you add fiberglass resin to for the shell, and then fiberglassing the inside of it. So my plan is to build that bar that I had up there, weld that in place, weld structure to the rear bumper, smooth it all out, and then temporarily add wood to the outsides of that, staple the fleece in place, get it the shape that I want it to be, and then fiberglass it, and then take it off once it dries and fiberglass the inside of it. So in theory, I will have a fairly strong part, and it won't add a significant amount of weight. Honestly, the support bars will be adding more weight than the diffuser itself. For fins, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might 3D print fins, or I might make them out of metal, or I might buy a sheet of carbon fiber, cut it up, and then epoxy those to the fiberglass. I'm not completely sure on that yet, but I can always do that later after I paint and stuff. So the goal for today is to get all the metal structural pieces welded so that this isn't so flimsy, and then the top piece too, so it lines it up roughly even with the floor. And then once I get everything welded in place and this area smoothed out, I'm gonna start figuring out how to attach the wood neatly, and then hopefully if I get to that point I can start stapling the fleece on and actually adding the resin. So there's enough talking, let's get straight into actually doing it. so it's a new day. I'm back. I got a little bit more done last night. I stapled a little bit closer right here just to make sure that the fabric would be fitting around this edge to make the edge cleaner. I did that on that side and that side. I stretched the fabric tighter around the edges, and then I went and got magnets. I want to set these spaced out evenly so that I have a place to put riv nuts into the steel, and so that the fiberglass, when it sets, will be flush with the metal. Because if I don't, like right here, the fabric will be at an angle and it will probably crack if I just try to screw into it with a bolt and attach it. It'll probably flex it and crack it. So I'm gonna put these in before the resin sets so that there's flat spots to mount the diffuser to the car with. So what I'm gonna do right now is mix up some resin and start brushing it on. I'm gonna make sure I have the car ready so that I can flip it over, because I want this to be shaped more so outward. Like I want it to be, like if it's gonna droop, which it probably will when I put the resin on it, I don't want it to droop inward like that. I want it to droop outward. So I'm gonna flip the car like right side up, and that will allow it to be closer to the shape I want it, if not really close to the shape I want it. So I'm gonna clean the stuff off the top of the car, like the staples over there, and make sure the car's ready to be rotated. I'll probably mark out spots to put the magnets just so I don't have to worry about measuring it out later. I'll mix up some resin and then I'll start coating it with resin. I'll put the magnets in place and then I'll flip the car over, and that will probably be it for this video. I'll be back after I do all of that. Okay, so I guess we'll see tomorrow how that turned out. Thanks for joining me. In the next episode, we will be reinforcing this diffuser. And then the next episode after that will be final prep and primer. I will see you guys in the next one.